Okay, today we are going to start one of the chapters, that is radiation. Okay, what is radiation? First we will have to understand, and we are going to learn about thermal radiation. So first we will try to understand what is the meaning of this word thermal radiation. Okay, first we will understand what is radiation. Radiation is energy that is able to travel through free space, that means vacuum. Okay, that means it does not require any material medium for its propagation. And what is meaning of thermal is this energy when absorbed, should be converted to heat energy. So what is thermal radiation? You should understand two things about it, or two parameters should be satisfied. The first parameter is that it should be capable of traveling through free space, that means without any material medium. And the second condition is that when it is absorbed, it should be able to get converted into heat energy of that body. Now, out of all these energies, sound energy, solar energy, we know that light is capable of traveling through free space. But what is this light? Light is, we say it is electromagnetic radiation. Okay, that is why we say it is an electromagnetic radiation, because it is able to travel through free space. But this light consists of radio waves, X-rays, gamma rays, and all these type of rays which are having different wavelength, from radio waves to ultraviolet waves. These are having different wavelength, different lambda, that is different wavelength. So light is the only energy which is able to satisfy this condition, first condition. And what is light? In that light, it consists of various wavelengths, from radio waves to visible light is there, here visible light is there, in between infrared light is there, and at the last UV rays are there. They are having, we characterize this rays on the basis of wavelength. So light we can say is radiation, but can we say that light is a thermal radiation? That means what we are asking is, are all the rays from radio waves to UV waves, are when they get absorbed, are all these rays getting converted into heat? The answer is no, not all rays, only rays which are having frequency from 8 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter to 400 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter. The rays which are having wavelength between this are able to get converted into heat energy when they are absorbed. And which are these rays? These are infrared rays. These are infrared rays. Mostly these are infrared rays. So we can say, or we can say, rays which are having this wavelength, okay, rays which are having 8 to 400 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter wavelength are called thermal radiation. So this is about thermal radiation. Now we will see what are the properties of this thermal radiation. Always try to remember, this thermal radiation is a part of light. Okay, if it is a part of light, then we need to follow the properties of light? The answer is yes, it will follow all the properties of light. Now what are the properties of light? Let us try to understand what are the properties of thermal radiation. Okay, what are the properties of thermal radiation, or what properties they follow? They follow the property of rectilinear propagation. What is rectilinear propagation? That means they travel in straight line. They travel in a straight line if the medium is same. Second is they undergo reflection, refraction, diffraction, and all the phenomena that light undergoes. It undergoes all the same things. Third thing is, like light, it is also absorbed or it is reflected or it is transmitted. When this thermal radiation falls on an object, it is either one of these three things is going to happen. It is either going to be absorbed, it is either going to be reflected, or it is either going to be transmitted. But when thermal radiation falls on an object, a part of it is absorbed, a part is reflected, a part is transmitted. The fourth property that we can write is it travels with this speed, that is 3 to 10 raised to 8 meters per second. So whatever properties light will have, same properties this thermal radiation will also have. Okay, the next thing that we will see is when the thermal radiation falls on an object. Okay, we have seen in the properties is some part is going to get absorbed, some part is going to get reflected, some part is going to get transmitted. Okay, so when thermal radiation falls on an object, okay, these three things can happen: absorption, reflection, and transmission. Transmission means the thermal radiation will pass through that object. Now let us say that 10 joules of energy was incident on an object. Let us say this is the object. We incident 10 joules of thermal radiation on this object. Now let us say A is the part which is absorbed. Okay, this A is a fraction of the total energy. Let us say 2 joules was absorbed, so this will be 2 by 10. This is the fraction of the energy that is absorbed. R is the fraction that will get reflected. Let us say it was 3 joules was reflected, 3 joules. So R, which is a fraction of the total energy that is reflected, will be 3 by 10, and T is the energy that is transmitted, that will pass through the object. Let us say this is 5 joules. Okay, so T, or the fraction of the energy that is transmitted, will be 5 by 10. Now what you should understand is, if I add these things, okay, what is the answer that I am going to get? The answer is, to find the answer, we try to add this, the answer will be 1. So when you add A, which is fraction of energy that is absorbed, R, fraction of energy that is reflected, T, fraction of energy that is transmitted, you are going to get answer 1. So we can use this to define something called as black body. Now what is a black body? Okay, you must have heard about this black body. Black body is a body which absorbs all the radiation that falls on it. So its A is 1. Another thing that we learn later is its emissivity or emission power is also 1. So what is a black body? A black body is able to absorb all the radiation, and also it is able to emit all the radiation that falls on it. So that is the definition of black body. Now you will be hearing about this black body again and again throughout this chapter. So try to understand what is black body. Black body absorbs all the radiation, and black body is able to emit all the radiation. Okay, now we will try to go to the next point. Okay, the next point that we are going to learn is Stephens-Boltzmann law. Now you must have gone through this law when you were doing the practicals. What is this law and how it is going to give us a new term, that is emissivity, that we are going to understand. Now before we understand this Stephens-Boltzmann law, try to understand what is Prevost's theory of heat exchange. Now what does this Prevost's theory of heat exchange tell us? For example, let us say we have a body which is at 0 degrees Celsius, and we have a body which is at 100 degrees Celsius. Now which of these two bodies will emit heat radiation? Will 0 degree emit or 100 degree emit? Now 0 degree Celsius means you will try to think that this will not emit any heat radiation, and 100 degree Celsius means it will emit heat radiation. Okay, that is what Prevost tried to tell you. Prevost told, or what is Prevost's theory of heat exchange is this: all bodies emit thermal radiation at all temperatures except absolute zero temperature. Except absolute zero temperature. What is absolute zero temperature? In kelvins. So minus 273 degrees, 0.15. So this is not at minus absolute zero temperature. So this will also emit heat radiation. This will also emit heat radiation. But what is the difference between these two? This will emit more heat radiation. This will emit less heat radiation. So if we have a cold body and a hot body, let us say the cold body is at 0 degrees Celsius and the hot body is at 100 degrees Celsius. Both of them are going to emit heat radiation. This cold body will also emit heat radiation, but it will emit less heat radiation, and the hot body will emit more heat radiation. So the net flow of the heat will be in from hot body to the cold body. Normally what we think is that only hot body is emitting heat radiation, or the flow of heat energy is from the hot body to the cold body. That statement is wrong. That is what Prevost wants to tell you. Heat energy is flowing in both the directions, but the net effect is that heat energy is flowing from hot body to the cold body. Now, on the basis of this, if we take a black body, then it is going to emit, we know that it is going to emit heat radiation, okay, except if it is at absolute 0 degree Celsius, it is going to emit heat radiation. Okay, if we take the rate at which it is emitting heat energy, this is the rate at which heat energy is emitted, then what Stefan found out was this rate is directly proportional to the area of this body. The area of this surface, more the area, more will be the emission. Less the area, less will be the emission. And we also found out it is directly proportional to the fourth power of temperature. Okay, from our day-to-day experiences, we know that hot body will emit more energy, cold body will emit less energy. But what he found out was it is directly proportional to the fourth power. The power is not known to us. So this power becomes clear in this Example, try to understand, we are talking about black body. So this is applicable for black body. Now if you remove this proportionality sign, we will get a constant that is called as Stephen's constant, and this is the Stephen's law. What does Stephen's law tell us? Stephen's law tells us that the rate of heat radiation will be directly proportional to the fourth power of temperature, and it will be directly proportional to the surface area of black body. Surface area of black body. This is applicable to black body. The value of this sigma, which is Stephen's constant, is 5.67 into 10 raised to minus 8 watt per meter square, and Kelvin raised to 4. Now try to understand that black body has the maximum emissivity. Okay, it emits all the radiation that it has absorbed. So if we take any other body, any other substance except black body, we know one thing for sure: it is going to emit less radiation. It is going to emit less radiation as compared to black body. Both should be at same temperature. Let us say both are at same temperature. Okay, if the black body has 0 degrees Celsius and the other substance is at 100 degrees Celsius, okay, then this will be not applicable. This will emit more. The other substance will emit more, but the reason for that is because it is at higher temperature. So both are at same temperatures. Both should be at same temperatures. This should be also 100 degrees Celsius, and the other substance should be also 100 degrees Celsius. Then we can confidently say that this black body will emit more heat radiation. Now, in this case also, the rate or at which the heat radiation is emitted will be directly proportional to area of that body, and it will be directly proportional to the fourth power of the temperature. But this equality will not come because it will emit less radiations as compared to the black body. So we improve this by writing E, sigma A T raised to 4. Okay, what is this E? This is emissivity. This is emissivity or emission power. Okay, this emissivity, we will use this number in such a way that it will have values 0 or greater than 0, but it will have values less than 1. Now if it is going to have values less than 1, then this E will reduce this number. It will reduce this number. That means the